Hello? Yes? You're calling me because you want to know what to do with your $1,200 stimulus? Okay, give me a few minutes and I'll call you right back. Good morning and thank you for being here with me today. So I've been getting a lot of phone calls and people are asking me what to do with their $1,200 stimulus check. Well, I'm here today to give you 3 tips or, 3 things that you can do with your stimulus check. So the first one that most people should do with their stimulus check is pay their bills. Okay, so if you haven't paid your rent or your mortgage because you're hearing about a stimulus out there, a proposal that is going through Congress that may eliminate your rent or mortgage for a year, don't stop paying your bills because that may or may not happen. It's a lot of money. That's number one. So one of the things that I tell everybody is, do you have an emergency fund? An emergency fund is basically there to help you in the event of an emergency. And how do you determine what that emergency fund is? Well, you should make a budget of your monthly bills, and determine what is the minimum amount of money that you need to pay 1 month's worth of bills. For example, your rent, your utilities, your food, your car payment, and so forth. And then once you have that number, that is 1 month's worth. Some people don't even have $1,000 to their name. So if you don't have an emergency fund or any savings at all, I would say start with the first $1,000. And once you have your first $1,000, the next step is to have 1 month of emergency fund. And once you have that 1 month of emergency fund, then you should work to 3 months of emergency fund. Ideally, you want to have 3 to 6 months of emergency funds. So that's the first thing that I would recommend you do with your stimulus money. Okay, so the other item is pay high interest rates. Should I pay high interest rate credit cards off, or pay toward them? And that's not necessarily what I would recommend you do with your stimulus money. I would recommend that you make a list of all your credit card debts and go from the bottom up, the one you owe the least. Why? Because you're gonna feel great after you pay off that bill. There is nothing to be said about satisfaction. We as individuals need to feel satisfied when we do something. And if you're paying the high interest rate credit card that you owe a lot of money to, and it's taking forever, you're probably going to spend the money elsewhere because you don't feel like you're accomplishing anything. So I would recommend that you pay the smallest credit card off first, and then the following month, whatever money you have left, right, you pay the next credit card and so forth. And you're going to feel great because if you owe 4 credit cards and you pay off 1, then you have 3. That feels much better than paying 1 that is going to take you much longer to pay off. So that's tip number 2 that I would recommend that you do with your stimulus money. But that's not really what people are calling me for. People want to know about investing in the stock market. And I gotta tell you, I'm not a person that recommends stocks. It's not what I do for a living. I am a CPA. I help small business owners go from small to big. I basically help you with your finances and understand your finances. And if you owe IRS money, I help you get into an installment plan or basically get rid of that debt, through government programs. That's not really what I do, but I do invest personally, and people want to know how to invest. So they're calling the Tax Chica and they're saying, Tax Chica, please tell me how to invest. I've always wanted to invest. I know know you don't do that, but I want to know how to invest. So here you go. So the first thing is that you need a platform to invest. And what is a platform? Platform is a mechanism where you can invest your dollars into the stock market. And still, I don't know what a platform is. It's a company. And you might have heard of many different companies like E-Trade, Ameritrade, and so forth. But the number one that a lot of people are becoming familiar with is Robinhood. And I personally use Robinhood. And what is it that I like about it? It's that it's easy, it's convenient, I can use it on my phone, and so forth. But it's not for a day trader. So if you plan to buy and sell stocks and you want to do fancy things like options and futures, that is not the platform for you. Robinhood is a platform for someone that is starting out, that wants to learn the basics and so forth. So it's a great app to learn and so forth. And I'm gonna put a link below, and if you click on the link below and open an account, you're gonna get your free stock. Believe it or not, Robinhood gives a free stock when you open your account. When I opened mine, I got GameStop. And if you don't know what GameStop is, it's a company that sells electronic toys like Nintendo and Game Boy and anything that is out there, PlayStation, that kids play with. So that was the stock that I got. You don't get to select the stock. They just give it to you. They get you started and so forth. But I gotta tell you, you gotta do it responsibly, because if you don't and you just go and invest your money, you can lose it. The stock market is volatile, very, very volatile during this time. But if you ever wanted to invest and you want to do it responsibly, you should do it responsibly. I am going to teach you on my next video how to use the Robinhood app. And from my heart, I send you all my love. Thank you for watching, spending this time with me, and I send you a kiss.